Hi, hello again, YouTube. I didn't pull it out yet. We're gonna be talking about Wind and Wuthering by Genesis, their 8th studio album, released very late in '76. Like, I always thought this was released in '77. I always forget that it's '76, not '77. But uh, yeah, I think it's an improvement over Trick of the Tail. Most people seem to like Trick of the Tail better, but I think on Trick of the Tail they kind of tried a little bit too hard to be, on a couple tracks, they tried to revive the quirkiness that was Peter Gabriel. Tracks like Robbery, Assault, and Battery, and uh, what Squonk and Madman, stuff like that. But this, they calmed down a bit. They said, you know what, we're not Peter Gabriel, but we don't really care, do we? We'll do whatever we want to do. That's why I think this is one of the reasons why I think this is a better album, because they're more confident of themselves. I think, after the success of their previous album, Trick of the Tail, they gained a bit of confidence in this album, and I think it's better than the previous effort. And I'd say this is my 4th favorite Genesis album. I already told you what the big 3 are, and Nursery Crimes 5, and then maybe Trick of the Tail, and Trespass, Invisible Touch, Duke, Genesis to Revelation, but you know what I mean. Yeah, this is my favorite of the Phil Collins albums, the Phil Collins era. For a while I did prefer Trick of the Tail, but this one takes it a little bit to get into. But once you get into it, it's like the best album ever. It opens with 11th Earl of Mar. If you're wondering what the hell that is, it's about a Scottish army guy. I mean, it's not the best lyrics in the world. It's not the best. Like, I think Rutherford was responsible for the lyrics. It's written by Rutherford, Banks, and Hackett. But I really like it. It's one of another great opening track of Genesis. The big chords at the beginning. Yeah, really good opener. And might even like it more than Dance on a Volcano. Not too sure. Then you get the Tony Banks masterpiece, One for the Vine. Really great track. It's Tony Banks' masterpiece. I think just about anyone would probably agree with that statement. I mean, you get shining moments from just about every member on this song. Definitely one of my top Genesis songs. Then you get Your Own Special Way, which most people don't like too much. Written by Mike Rutherford. I quite like it. People say it's too long. I don't mind it. It doesn't stick around for too long for me. It has a nice pace to it. I don't think it's the worst track on the album. Yeah, I quite like it. I love the guitar and the keyboard work. Yeah, I love that track. Then you get Watt Gorilla. Nice little instrumental. Collins and Banks wrote it. Yeah, like that. Great drumming by Phil on it. Then on side 2 you get All in the Mouse's Night. this song you have to read the lyrics to get, because this is kind of like one of those play songs where it has like different lines by different people. It's pretty much a Tom and Jerry sort of story about a cat and a mouse. It, again, not the best lyrics in the world, but it's a fun track, I think. And I quite like it, and I like the music. The music's probably stronger than the than the uh, than the lyrics itself, but yeah, I like it. It's nice to it's a nice song to hear. Then you get possibly the best song on the album. Either this or one. Probably lyrically, this is the best. "Blood on the Rooftops." Hackett and Collins written a Hackett song Banks actually likes. Yeah, this is one of the greatest Genesis songs, I would say. Great acoustic guitar intro and great mellotron work. It's very much a Christmassy sort of track. I like that. It's about couch potatoes, I guess, and it's about, the garbage on TV. It's not worth watching. It messes with your brain. All the heated arguments and debates about stupid shit. Turning on the TV, seeing this so and so getting shot, this race against the other race, stuff like that, and it's still relevant today. It's a timeless track, a timeless tune, and I think more people should listen to it. But yeah, again, probably the best song on the album. This and "One for the Vine." They're both in probably my top 10 Genesis songs, and that's a high praise because they made so many great songs. Then you get another instrumental section. You get quite an epic. This "Blood on the Rooftops." It goes from "Blood on the Rooftops," which is an epic track, and you get the atmospherical instrumental "Unquiet Slumbers for the Sleepers" by Hackett and Rutherford, and then it turns into the epic instrumental "In That Quiet Earth." They separate. It's pretty much one track, but they separated it, I guess, so because Hackett wanted more of his songs on the album. He wanted more credit, more money. It's all about money. Yeah, great. Again, this album has shining moments from all members, all four members on this album. I think this album is very underrated. It gets overshadowed by "Trick of the Tail," if you ask me. And "In That Quiet Earth" flawlessly leads into "Afterglow." Love that track, written by Tony Banks. Love the guitar. The guitar bit almost sounds like "I Know What I Like." The playing style, at least, it has that chiming sound. Yeah, it ends the album epically, if that's even a word. I make up words all the time, but yeah, this album very much seems like a big artistic statement. It has that epic feel. Like, let's say "Dark Side of the Moon" has, or something like that, something of that nature. I think this has that same feeling. I always feel this is a big artistic statement I'm listening to when I listen to this. It easily scores 5 Earls of Mar out of 5. That's 5 Earls of Mar out of 5. Masterpiece album. Check it out if you haven't heard it. And real quick, I'm gonna mention the EP they put out. This 77 tracks that didn't make it onto the album, and I can see why a couple of these tracks. It has 3 tracks on it. Side 1, it has "Match of the Day," very much a pop tune, but it's still. I love the bass line, and that's really the rhythm section is what makes the song for me. Collins doesn't like it. He wrote the lyrics. It's written by Collins, Banks, and Rutherford. Yeah, Hackett wasn't involved in the writing of this, but I like it. It's a nice, fun track, nice, jaunty little track, and it doesn't go on at all. It's 3.5 minutes. But you know, it doesn't fit one bit on Wind and Wuthering. I'm glad they left it off of Wind and Wuthering. Then you get Pigeons, which also doesn't really fit. It's kind of poppy, but I really love Pigeons. I have a big soft spot for Pigeons. One of my all-time favorite Genesis songs. I'm not even joking. Love Pigeons. You know, like I said about Trick of the Tail, the title track, I'm a big sucker for jaunty, quirky songs like that, and Pigeons really does it for me. I love Pigeons. I can see why it wasn't on the album, Wind and Wuthering. Side 2 has a very epic track, Inside and Out. Very epic. I mean, yeah, really, really epic. Yeah, about the guy getting out of jail after so many years. Great. This one, all 4 of them, including Hackett, has credits on. And it starts as a 12-string driven ballad, really nice, and last couple minutes is an epic jam. All of them are shining. All of them are shining. Great drumming, great guitar work by Hackett, great bass work by Rutherford, and great keyboard work by Banks. And it's a nice sayonara from Hackett, who said himself the song should have been on Wind and Wuthering, which this song does fit with Wind and Wuthering, but it sounds like a final track, you know what I mean? And I think Afterglow was the perfect final track for the album. And plus, I guess it was a bit long and stuff, but yeah, you really need to hear this. You really need to hear this EP if you haven't. I think it's a shame. Inside and Out, not everyone's heard it, I don't think. The die-hard Genesis fans have heard it, but not everyone's really heard the Inside and Out. But yeah, definitely check this out if you haven't heard it. Spot the Pigeons. I listen to this all the time. I love it. When I want to hear a little bit of Genesis, this really does it for me. Love this lineup. I wish they would have did more together. Yeah, I think that's all the reviews I'm going to do today. Soon I'll review And Then There Were Three, which, well, you'll see what I think about that album. No, complete dip in quality, but anyway, yeah, this is the last album with Hackett. Now, Then There Were Three. Yeah, we'll talk about that album soon, I hope. So, thanks for watching this review, and I'll see you guys on the next video. See you guys later. Goodbye.